Chapter 1. The Arrival. I had always been a curious person. So when a new neighbor moved in next door, I couldn't resist the urge to find out more about them. The house had been vacant for years, so the sudden appearance of someone new was intriguing to say the least. The first time I saw him, he was carrying boxes into the house. He was tall and had a rugged appearance, with piercing blue eyes that seemed to look right through you. I waved hello, but he just nodded and continued on his way. I decided to introduce myself the next day. I knocked on his door and waited, but there was no answer. I thought perhaps he was just busy unpacking, so I left a note with my name and number, inviting him over for dinner sometime. Days turned into weeks, and I began to notice strange things happening at the house. There were always lights on at odd hours, and I could hear faint whispers coming from the windows. I tried to catch a glimpse of the man whenever I could, but he was always elusive. Chapter 2. The Disappearance. One day, I noticed that the house had fallen silent. No lights, no whispers, nothing. I grew concerned and decided to check in on my neighbor. When I knocked on the door, it swung open easily. I called out, but there was no response. I stepped inside cautiously, my heart pounding in my chest. The house was eerily quiet, and there was a strange smell in the air. I made my way through the rooms, searching for any sign of life. That's when I found it, a small pool of blood on the floor. Panic overwhelmed me as I followed the trail of blood to the basement. What I saw there made my blood run cold. The man lay lifeless on the floor, his eyes staring blankly ahead. It was clear that he had been murdered. Chapter 3. The Investigation. I called the police immediately, and they arrived in a flurry of activity. I was questioned extensively about my interactions with the neighbor, but I had little to offer. The man had remained a mystery to me, and now he was gone. As the investigation unfolded, more questions arose than answers. Who was this man, and why had he been murdered? What secrets had he been hiding in that house? The days turned into weeks, and the case grew colder. The neighborhood buzzed with speculation, and whispers of conspiracy floated through the air. But one thing was certain, the mysterious death of my new neighbor had left a mark on us all. And as I looked out at the now empty house next door, I couldn't help but wonder if the truth would ever come to light. Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved.